Welcome into the Fan Speak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and partner, Mr. Andrew, the TD King. Rob, welcome in to Degen Dads. Andrew, happy Friday. How we doing, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good. Last night's game didn't go my way. Commanders lost. Kind of figured that though. I do think that the Commanders will win at home. I figured that this the Eagles and Commanders would split. So yeah, I mean it was fine. Did hit a nice Barkley anti-correlation bet finally. So up for the week. Let's keep on keeping on for Sunday.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely. We've got a lot of good picks in store for you guys for week 11. Let's go ahead and smash the like button, share the video, and follow the Fan Speak Network. Appreciate all the support year round. We are kicking it off a little bit early tonight, 8:30 Eastern time. So hopefully some of the regulars will roll in here soon. They got a little notification from Andrew or Meg on the social media. But again, excited to be back. I know I have some callbacks to some previous trends, picks that I like to bring up. You know, we did hit Austin Eckler last night. Andrew was the one texting me this week, telling me to run to the window. And I believe he texted Wiles as well. But we had already had our picks in. So unfortunately, the books got us there, holding that Eckler number until the very last minute, as they should have. But Sir Eckler smashing him, 89 receiving yards. Let's go. Love it for best ball. Wide receiver bros up bigly.
I wonder. I said this to Wiles last night because I did watch the game with him. I wonder what the odds were for Eckler to be the leading receiver in the game, because if anybody checks the notes, he was the leading receiver in a game. Just wonder what those odds were.
5 plus 500 plus 600.
Brother, it would have been way more than that. Eckler to be the leading receiver. I mean, I would assume probably closer to like 40 to 50 to 1.
I guess based on the overall receiving yard, like his opening total, I guess that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, AJ Brown had the highest at 80.5. So, I mean,
okay. So, yeah, but there is an implied reality still where he's the leading receiver. I at least think from the books, but you would think that they would catch on to that and stop laying these numbers in the mid-teens. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Hey, just goes to show you, keep that war chest loaded, for some live betting and some last-minute line movement. It's going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Ugly game, but good on Barkley and Eckler to go off for their respective teams.
Yep, absolutely love it. Let's go ahead and dive into our player props. We'll go player props, touchdowns, covers, and dogs. Let's, again, go ahead and smash that like button. Andrew, take us away, brother.
You said props first?
Yes, sir.
All right. First one up for me, Mr. Joshua Allen. No Kincaid. Think that Josh Allen, again, is going to need to strap on the old backpack, throw everybody in it, and march on down the field himself. With that said, think he's going to run a lot. Rush attempts, I'm taking rush attempts over 6.5, minus 125. Okay. I actually think that this has moved already since I wrote this down earlier today. I think it's moved to 7.5 at some books. So I still like it at 7.5 as well. I'll play that. But when I wrote this down, it was 6.5. So do like that for Josh Allen, because he's a baller. He's a gamer. He's going to put the team on his back, do what he needs to do to try to stay in this game and or win it. And I think that is going to be lent on his legs. So I will take the over 6.5 or 7.5, whatever you can get it at.
The Chiefs are pretty good against the run. So I think your thought process is in line with that, just because they'll need Allen to do something. They'll need him to hold a couple. What's the total yardage?
That's a good question. Hold on. Let me see what it is right now.
28.5 good enough for the over?
30, I would take that.
34.5?
Let's see. Rushing 37.5 right now.
Seems kind of high.
I mean, you say that, but like, I think the Bills are going to be able to get some pass rush on Josh Allen, which organically makes them roll out of the pocket and usually run downfield, right?
The reason why I like your pick the most is because I think he could get like just 4 carries in the red zone perspectively. Like, I think he could get a red zone carry in each quarter of this game at bare minimum. So I think that's where I like the upside, is because I think when you do get in close, he becomes the bigger upside play. And or if they're sneaking in Ray Davis because they're pretty beaten up, right? Like they're missing a lot of guys. I've seen Amari Cooper's name pop up on the prop sheet. Is he going to be healthy enough to play in this game?
I think so. I think he's trending towards playing. So yes, I believe he will be in there.
Are we taking his unders? Like, how healthy is he going to be? I mean, I got to imagine he's somewhat more in depth with the playbook now.
Yeah, I probably it's probably just a stay away for me. I'm probably not going to take over or under on him. Right now, Amari Cooper's over is 43.5 for receiving yards.
I'd probably lean to the under there. I mean, the Chiefs' defense has been pretty good, and if he's not 100% and he's just getting back because they're so they're so beaten up at the position overall. They've lost Coleman, Kincaid's gone. I mean, they need some live hands out there. So Cooper would definitely be great if he was 100%. But again, Chiefs not the greatest matchup regardless. Their defense has been legit all year. So I think, I mean, I'm with you. Give me what'd you say, Alan, over 6.5?
Yeah, over 6.5 or 7.5. I do like it both because remember, I mean, kneel downs count for rush attempts. If they're winning the game at the end, probably going to be some kneel downs, or if they get the ball at before halftime and it's not enough to drive down the field, they could also just take a knee and that's an attempt. So I'll take 6.5 or 7.5. But I did originally write this down for 6.5.
No, I like it. Like I said, I think he can get involved in the red zone with how many guys that they're missing. I know that everyone's kind of running to the window to chase Dawson Knox props. I think I would be more interested in Josh Allen personally.
25.5 for Knox.
That's pretty low. You're right. It's pretty low.
If anything, I'm actually more interested in anytime touchdown for Knox, if anything, which is plus 330, by the way.
That's fair. I think he'll get robbed again by Matt Collins this week. He just loves to do it.
Shoeless
Matt Collins. I love it. I love it. All right, so I'm going after the Russell Wilson and George Pickens stack, going up against the Ravens, the worst secondary in the NFL right now, allowing the most passing yards to quarterbacks, the most receiving yards to receivers. So you can build this a lot of different ways. Let's just talk about the straight up picks and like the market value picks. So Russell Wilson over 228.5 passing yards. That's a really good number. He's hit that in 2 out of the last 3 games. I was holding the ticket last week for over 205, and Andrew's Commanders somehow were able to hold him to the under. So I am also 2-1 to this number with Russell Wilson. I'm coming back to him again for a 4th week, but I trust him again with a very juicy matchup. So him at just 228.5 on the passing yards. That's paying even money at minus 113. Buying his 2 touchdowns is paying plus money at plus 108. He's hit that in 2 out of 3 weeks as well. Again, these feel like very comfortable numbers and returns going up against the Ravens secondary. Pickens, his market value receiving yards is at 70 receiving yards, and he's hit that in 3 straight weeks with Russell Wilson playing, and he's hit it in 5 out of 9 games played so far. You can get really creative with this, though.
Yeah, you can go ahead and go on to your next one because I also have Russell Wilson over 1.5 passing touchdowns plus 108. So co-sign that one, and yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I mean, they're going to take shots downfield. They're going to, when they get into the red zone, Najee Harris banged up. Not sure if he's playing yet or not. I think they are going to try to pass it in the red zone, probably a little bit more than they normally do. So this number feels good. So yeah, co-sign that.
You can buy the number down on Wilson, 215. You can buy the number down to Pickens for 50. Add in those 2 passing touchdowns if you want to throw a TD for Pickens. If you want to throw one for, Freiermuth or Jalen Warren, I think all those picks are live as well. So you can buy the yardage down and get some friendly numbers if you're, getting, like I said, like a 225 for Wilson and a 50 for Pickens. I think you'll find, pretty close to even money, if not just a smidge over plus money. So again, it's just a trend to follow. When they do release the longest rushing attempt or longest run for a lead running back against the Ravens, whether it be Warren or it be Najee, we're going to take that under as well.
Mike Robb, Russ Wilson, Nick Cannon, same guy.
It's a bold choice.
Yeah, he said trusting Russ is like trusting Nick Cannon to not get a woman pregnant.
Let's cook. Let's cook. You can buy those up too. I mean, I'm talking about, buying those numbers down, ladder them up. If you want to get, if you want to be a disgusting brother, get yourself up to that 275 range. for Russ. Get yourself up to the 100 receiving yards for Pickens. The 2 passing touchdowns, maybe you buy it up to 3 for Russ. And I don't know if you want to do a multi-touchdown game for Pickens or if you just want to spread it out, maybe him and Muth. I mean, you can get really crazy with it. This Ravens defense has just been atrocious. I just don't see it fixing itself overnight in a very tight division game. I expect, fair amount of scoring on both sides. Interestingly enough, both teams have been hitting the over consistently in their last 5 or 6 games. However, 7 out of the last 7 meetings for the Steelers and the Ravens, I'll hit the under. Probably just staying away.
Yeah. I mean, go on with your next one because I also had, the Russ Wilson. So next.
I have another stack up here. So we've got Jameis Winston and Cedric Tillman. So Jameis Winston over 239.5 passing yards, minus 113. Just sniping Andrew. Just
No. I don't have that, but do you have the passing touchdowns for Winston?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. All right, continue. Sorry.
All right. Saints allow the 4th most passing yards allowed to the quarterback position. A lot of upside here. He's going to want to fling the ball around. I know that they're going to want Chubb to run. I know that they have him and Jerome Ford both healthy, but we've seen this offense, come alive with the passing game with Winston. I feel like we can trust it again. They got up against the Saints, who have just been very, very bad up against the pass on the ground. The defense is looking really bad, and they lose Marshawn Lattimore. A lot of upside juice here. And then Cedric Tillman over the 57.5 receiving yards. Again, hit this in 3 straight games with 3 straight starts. Also like him to find a touchdown this week as well, paying plus 180. Cedric Tillman.
Yes.
Jamie cosigns. Receiver.
Yeah, Meg likes it too.
Receiver DB savant over here loves it. That makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll stick with that. I'm taking the Jameis Winston over 1.5 passing touchdowns plus 128. Nice. Love that. I mean, absolutely love that for Jameis. I mean, we know Jameis is in that bucket mode. He just throws it, doesn't care. I absolutely love that for betting touchdowns.
Smidge of revenge. Smidge of Saints revenge.
I mean, do you think Jameis is the guy that really wants to get revenge? I mean, I don't know. He just doesn't seem like that kind of guy. Like he really cares. He's just like he just loves to be.
Who grew up near water.
And
just go ask Jameis what that means.
I mean, I don't know. I love Jameis because he's just excited to be on the field, loves playing football, and just wants to throw it down the field, wants to try to hit open guys for touchdowns. Like, absolutely love that bet here. Winston over 1.5 passing touchdowns plus 128.
Love it. Love it. Call back. If you love the Austin Eckler pick every single week, I don't care. I'm going to continue to ride it. It was bad last week. He finally bucked the trend, actually, because in every game before last week, DeAndre Swift, any game that he had at least one catch, he was over 17.5 total receiving yards. They bucked the trend last week with a shank of a target and catch for 6 yards, just one, when they're getting hosed. The Patriots are parking the bus on us. Absolutely insane. DeAndre Swift continues to get even money. 17.5 receiving yards. Give me the over. Thomas Brown, he's going to be looking to get the ball out of Caleb's hands very quickly into the hands of playmakers. That's all he's been talking about all week. I trust Swift to be into that conversation. He could hit this on 2, 1, 3 catches. You can clear this number with a nice healthy target. So give me the over 17.5, 6-3 to the number on the season. Call it a homer pick. Call it a callback. I'm riding it. Refuse to leave.
Next one up for me, Mr. Cortland Sutton, over 57.5 receiving yards. Cortland Sutton has been balling the last few weeks. Bo Nix, getting closer to that offensive rookie of the year. I still think Daniels wins it, but Bo Nix is definitely
continues this trend. Does he got to play winning teams going forward? He's not doing good against winning teams.
No. Washington has like a cake schedule.
Okay.
Up.
Oh yeah, then that's very good. Then get your picks in. Then I think we should probably do that. I think we should probably cover some futures maybe next week or the following, because that market's really starting to heat up. I think we could have some good conversations for closing down the season overall with that.
Over the last 3 weeks, Cortland Sutton 8 receptions for 100 yards. 7 receptions for 122, 6 receptions for 70. He's cleared this number in every single one.
Nice.
I like the matchup for him here. Just I don't know. It just feels like like the odds makers haven't caught up to what Sutton has been doing. I mean, he's been getting 8. He's averaging 7 targets a game.
He's just on Denver. He's just on Denver. That's all it is. They're bad.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. But I mean, just the number still feels right, or feels
No,
like.
I agree with you. I dare challenge you to add this pick on top of that pick, and that's Bo Nix. Bo Nix over 205 passing yards. Falcons allow the 12th most passing yards against. This is a pretty friendly number. Bo's hit this in 7 out of 10 games played this season. A lot better than what the market would sell him as. Give me over 205. I hit over, what was it, 215, 217 a few weeks ago. Stayed off him last week. Going back to the well with Bo Nix here. I'll take your Sutton. You take my Bo. We've got a little extra money. Do you watch the show? Every one of those guys,
doing a wellness check.
We love these guys on this show. We love these guys. Are you kidding me? Where have you been? Where have you been, Mike Robb? You hit yourself on the head?
Yeah. So yeah, Sutton over 57.5 minus 115 still feels light. Books haven't caught up yet.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. And again, Bo Nix over 205 minus 113. Do you have any left?
I do. I got one more.
All right, great. I got 2. Perfect.
Okay. We're going to a Lions player here. Sam Laporta ruled out.
Oh,
no Sam Laporta. We're going Jameson Williams over 44.5 receiving yards.
Oh, that's low.
I mean, are you kidding me? No Sam Laporta. His
touchdown number is at 210. I think that's also something you're looking at there if you want to get, again, disgusting.
Jameson is a guy that I'm looking to ladder here potentially. So here are the numbers for the ladder. So again, 44.5 is the line, minus 113. 50 yards, even money, plus 100. 60 yards, plus 162. 70 yards, plus 235. 80, plus 320. 90, plus 450. 100, plus 600.
I take it up to 90.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to take this up a little bit here. I mean, if you want to,
I think 80's like realistically your most natural ceiling for him. But I think maybe you press that to 90.
His reception total was 2.5. If you take the under that and 50 yards, that's 13-1. If you want to anti-correlate it.
Do you think it's an anti-correlation week with Laporta out?
I don't know. That's why I haven't put it in. I pulled it up because I was interested to see what it was. But you're right. Like I feel like this is a week he gets like 4 catches and you're like, fuck. Like that's But
no, I was going to say again, we're right here. Jared Goff over the 1.5 passing touchdowns. So whether we're stacking, same player, whatever it is, getting minus 120. He is also 6-9 or 6-3, 6 out of 9 games he's hit this number. It's a juicy matchup. The Jags have allowed the 4th most passing touchdowns in the NFL, and Jared Goff is coming off a game where he threw for 5 interceptions. They're going to look to do right by him. I don't think this is a game where Monty and Gibbs are putting up a total of like 4, touchdowns, and Goff is the guy, on the outside looking in. I think it's more likely he easily hits 2 to 3 passing touchdowns. Again, a very juicy matchup. I like Amon-Ra this week. I like J-Mo. His numbers are super friendly. I didn't know his yardage was that low, though. That's really low.
Yeah, I feel like if you want to get this, you should get it today.
Correct.
Like it's I think it's going to go up. The public's going to get on this a little bit, and it's going to go up. It's probably, if I had to guess, it's probably going to end around 47.5, probably somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Go get that 44.5 now.
Another disgusting number, another disgusting under. We hate to do it, but when it hits, and it hits. 5-1 on the season. Anthony Richardson under 13.5 completions.
Oh God,
he's hit it one. He's hit it one time. The last time Andrew and I had this discussion, it was 16.5, and we both
10.
hit it. And he had 10 in back-to-back games.
Yeah,
he hasn't hit 17, I think, since week 2. He doesn't have a good matchup. Like, don't get me wrong, the Jets do not look good. Their defense has looked really bad since Salah's left, but they've still allowed the 5th fewest completions to quarterbacks this year. Come on. This is not the spot to bring him back. I mean, unless you just wanted to catch the Jets on their heels, cool. But then that decision should have came today. Like you let the Jets know on Friday or Saturday who the starter is, or fake an injury to Flacco, puncture his chest like Tyrod Taylor, like you're going to release Justin Herbert. That was the birth of Justin Herbert. That was how he was born.
This is true. Yes. R.I.P. Tyrod.
Sometimes you need to put in the fix.
That was the last prop I have.
That was the last prop that I have.
All right, sounds good. I mean, it kind of sounds like if we're putting a parlay together, we already have some doubled up here. I mean, you like Cedric Tillman, I like Jameis, you like Goff, I like Jameson Williams. I mean, we got some double.
Everyone loves Russ and Pickens. Everybody. So
I know
get
that's
the
why I
numbers
don't want
now.
to pick it.
Get
That's
the
why I
numbers
don't.
now. No, just buy them down. Like I said, like it can still be a day where, yeah, like a guy like Van Jefferson or Calvin Austin, whoever the third or fourth guy is, yeah, can easily come in and steal, a long ball. Whoever the Tylan Wallace of the week is going to be, for the Steelers. So it can definitely happen. So like I said, you if you want, just buy Pickens down to the 50, keep Russ at his yardage. Maybe throw the touchdown somewhere in there, whether it's the 2 for Russ or the 1 for Pickens, however you like. And you got yourself some good returns right there.
It's true. Anytime touchdowns?
Cortland Sutton, first man up. Just want to get him out of the way because you already brought him up. So, again, just another simpatico pick, plus 165. Falcons have allowed the third most touchdowns to receivers this year. Very juicy matchup. Bo's looking his way. They're drawing him up in space, and he's just creating his own. Like, he's beating guys at the peak of the ball, coming down on the sidelines. He's playing like a true wide receiver 1, and him and Bo, they got a good connection here. So the Troy Franklin thing was funny for a few weeks. Sutton has clearly taken over here, and he's keeping the high-value targets to himself. Give me Cortland Sutton at the plus 165. Sprinkling him for the 2, I don't think should be out of the question. Just saying.
Nice. Bernie, answer me a question here. Do we like momentum?
Riddle me that. Who's Mo, and who are the men that's with him?
Wow, such a dad joke. I would like to say momentum carries. Momentum is good. This gentleman, this gentleman,
Tyler, are you in the chat?
Yeah, say Tyler in here. This man has got 12 targets, 16 targets, and 12 targets the last 3 games. 10 receptions, 14 receptions, 8 receptions last 3 games. Scored twice out of those 3 games. They're playing a matchup that he absolutely comes alive in. Travis Kelce, plus 165.
Okay.
This Bills game means something to. I mean, the game means something to both teams, but it means something to the Chiefs. They're dogs in this game. Travis Kelce is about to. I don't want to say he's going to get 3 touchdowns, but
Buffalo. She doesn't like it.
I think Kelce's a very solid anytime touchdown pick. Plus 165.
I raise you. Kareem Hunt, minus 125. The Bills love to allow receiving touchdowns to running backs. They are tied for the league lead at 5. They've also allowed 5 rushing touchdowns. Through 10 games, the leading rusher is likely to find pay dirt. Kareem Hunt has isolated himself as a lead back here. Steele's not doing enough. P. Ryan does have a bit of a pass-catching third down type of role here and there. He's definitely stealing some catching work and some passes from Kareem Hunt. But in the red zone, inside the 5, I think we're trusting in Kareem Hunt here. And that's really been their priority when they're in close. It's not the sneaky, weird draw 'em up end around reverses. It's, hey, we're serious about scoring here. And that's kind of been the message, from the early part of the season when we weren't seeing these guys produce, when Patrick Mahomes looked like a shell of himself, when Kelce said, all that matters is that we win. I don't care what my numbers are. I'm going to be on Amazon next year. I'm getting an HBO deal. All right. Chill out. Everything's going to be fine.
You sound like Matthew McConaughey a little bit.
Do I? I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so, man. All right. Okay. Be a lot cooler if you did. If I was.
It's a Fugazi. It means nothing.
Went a different direction there. Went a different direction there. A different Matthew McConaughey impression. Okay. Who is your next touchdown? Or you had Kelce. Okay. So
yeah, I had Kelce. Yep.
My next one, another callback to the Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Was it 7 straight games now? And he's still getting plus odds. Plus 105. This is a game with a spread of minus 13.
And no Sam Laporta.
And no Sam Laporta. I like J-Mo at the plus 210, but you're getting better odds at the plus 105 with Amon-Ra. And that's your first Lion, player off of the running backs that are getting even money, right? Give me Amon-Ra here. Let's keep the trend rolling. I'm tagging that up with the Jared Goff over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Easy pick there. If I'm going with him, why not the top receiver as well? Plus 105. Small dog.
I like it. Excuse me. Whew. So I've already mentioned Jameis Winston over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It has to go somewhere. People like Cedric Tillman. I love David Njoku, baby. Plus 230. He's going to get a target or two in the end zone. 100%.
Let's also get his receiving yards. I don't know why. I was just staying off of it for the show because, again, it kind of felt repetitive. Just been absolutely attacking his props all year.
What's his? Hold on, I want to look at his receptions. 4.5 for Njoku.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of juice. There's no legs.
It is. That is true.
It's really juiced up, and there's not a lot of legs on it. So I don't love the receptions.
49.5.
That's why I like the yards, because they're allowing the Saints. They're allowing 11.9 receiving yards per catch to tight ends. It's pretty high. So as long as he clears that juicy 4.5, he should hit the yardage. I'm more interested in the yardage than I am the receptions, just because of the juice. And I think they're just trying to pull us into to pair those together, or put it into something with how juiced up it is. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh when I look at this and see a tight end has more than what your quote unquote number one receiver should have. Jerry Jeudy is 48.5. It's just one of these weeks. It's.
Well, I don't hate that, but
yeah, me either.
What do you think about Elijah Moore though? He was also playing well with Winston.
Yeah, Elijah Moore 37.5. I mean, honestly, like you could just take two of these guys. Honestly, Cedric Tillman has the highest at 57.5.
I think I would that every week. I don't know. Has Jeudy cleared that in the last 3 weeks?
It's a good question.
I know that he has, at least for one. He had a really big week.
Let's see. Jerry Jeudy has 73, 79, 18 last 3 games. So twice.
2 out of 3. So 2 out of 3. Okay.
So pretty good odds there, but
pretty solid.
Yeah, but I love David Njoku. Dude's a baller. Jameis obviously likes him as well. He threw him a 50-50 ball in the fucking end zone. I mean, there's not a lot of tight ends in the National Football League that can really give you a good shot at taking a 50-50 ball. David Njoku is one of those guys. Absolute animal.
Oh, 1,000%. And Winston's the quarterback to do it.
Yeah.
You got any more?
I do. I got 3 more.
Okay, go ahead. Fire
okay.
Off.
So next one up. Another tight end. Is this National Tight End Week for me? Because I have Kelsey.
It is not. That's over. That observed holiday is passed.
Well, you know what? I didn't want to let it go.
Time and a half again this week.
I'm bringing it back. It's tight end week 2. So I had Kelsey. I had Njoku. Now I present you Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, plus 210.
I could get into it.
He's been getting so much more involved.
He's gone.
Yeah, I mean, and everyone's all over Derrick Henry, of course. I've seen some people betting Zay Flowers. I like Mark Andrews. He's getting way more involved. Again, this is a game that means a lot to both teams. I mean, this has division winner implications in it, and Mark Andrews is a safety blanket for Lamar Jackson in the red zone. We see him go to him all the time now. Mm-hmm. It just and it's 210. I just. Until they lower this, I'm going to keep hitting Mark Andrews because, I mean, he's just getting so much more involved now. And, yeah. So, National Tight End Week, number 2 for your boy here. Give me Mark Andrews.
What are Rashad Bateman's odds? I like those two the most to find the end zone.
Oh, let's see.
Bateman, I mean, obviously, you like Derrick Henry, but the odds are like minus 250 at the books.
Bateman's plus 300.
I like both of those.
Isaiah Likely is plus 320. So, is Likely back and playing?
Maybe he is. He's been out. He's been on my bench in fantasy.
Yeah, he might be back. I mean, I still like Andrews.
Even if he was returning from injury.
Like, how is Pat Freiermuth better odds than Andrews?
I don't know. His receiving total is at like 2.5 catches. That's another target we need to look at. And it's really juiced. I think it's minus 168. I don't care. That's a free pick. Like 2.5 catches. He had I think 3 weeks where he was hitting that exact number, 2 catches, but the majority of his games he's easily cleared that number. So, and he's still, to me, the pseudo number 2 in that offense behind Pickens, at least in the passing game. I know they don't pass a ton, but definitely enough to hit that 228 this week for Russ in that matchup. And I think easily enough volume for him to grab at least 3 catches up against the Ravens. Come on.
Yeah. Meg saying do a November tight end week parlay.
Yar.
I do. I really like a lot of the tight ends this week. It's a problem for me. I'm a guy that fancies a tight end.
I know you do. Multiple.
You want me to do another one? I got two more.
No, I'll do my last one. So I got Deebo Samuel. You're talking about tight ends. George Kittle, a little bit banged up. Even if he does play this week, I think there is a little bit more upside to this number for Deebo getting plus 130 odds. You have CMC back. He's creating a situation where you're getting better odds. Juwan Jennings now, he's been banged up. He's coming up questionable for this week. So Deebo could be in line to be featured in a division game going up against the Seahawks, playing at home. Obviously, he's a threat on the ground, in the air, plus 130. I like this one a lot, and I just think that the weapons around him, the levels are coming down a little bit. You have a little bit less juice for Kittle, a little bit less juice for Jennings. You have CMC back, who should be the implied, odds money to score a touchdown for that offense, but they're probably at least going to score 2 or 3.
Next one up for me, Justin Jefferson, plus 100. Even money for JJ. Very nice matchup for him this week. Let's see. Has it been 1 or 2 weeks now that he hasn't found the end zone? I'm trying to remember when I was doing this.
I think he scored 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago? No, he hasn't scored he hasn't scored in 4 games.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the last time was when they played Detroit.
Better odds. What the hell? Titans defense is good, but I think he could definitely find one.
Yeah,
I think Meg was in the chat saying likes Hawkinson. I mean, Hawkinson had 9 targets last week. A lot to like there.
Yeah, I mean, even money for Justin Jefferson. I mean, he's due. He hasn't got one in 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
He's due. I mean, it's just as easy as that. He's due. You're not going to run a ton on the Titans. The Titans have a good run defense, but their pass defense is not great. Justin Jefferson is elite. I think he's going to truly ball out in this game. I will take the even money.
Love it. What's your last one?
Last one, the only not positive bet. So I have a minus 110 bet here. This is more of a volume play, and I think when they get around the goal line, they're just going to absolutely just let this dude try to hammer one in. Josh Jacobs, minus 110. Again, decent matchup against the Bears. The Bears can be run on. Honestly, it's Jordan. I think Jordan Love's going to get the ball down. They're going to fall within the 5-yard line. They're going to give it to Josh Jacobs 2 or 3 times. Let him try to pound it in. Really, it's as simple as that for me. I mean, minus 110 for a dude that is taking all the reps in the end zone or in the red zone. I will take Josh Jacobs clearly minus 110.
Good odds for that. I think he should be closer to probably like A-Chan. Maybe not Derrick Henry and Kyron Williams. Like, they're both heavy hitters, minus 220, minus 250. Baytroy in here saying Gus Edwards and Bo Nix.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Bo to run one. I
don't hate the Bo Nix one. The Gus Edwards one, I don't mind it, but I want to see him get that work a little bit more before
he only had 10 carries last week. Dobbins, they still really like. But good segue there, Baytroy, because we're going to move into the covers. If you're just getting in, let's smash the like button and let's share the video. Let's get the fam in here. First up, I do have the Chargers minus 1.5 on the spread at home up against the Bengals. I think both offenses have clearly shown that they're potent enough to go out and win their team a game. The big difference between these two teams is defense, and I lean in favor of the Chargers here, who are also playing at home. Now, the styles don't necessarily meet from one offense to another. You have the Chargers, who are running the piss out of the ball, been starting to pass it a little bit more. Those weapons are starting to open up, especially with how I'm even saying this right now. A healthy Quentin Johnston, it's helping. But then you look at what Burrow and Chase and that Bengals offense has been trying to do, and that's just push the ball down the field. I would maybe look after some Chase Brown receptions if he's healthy in this game. I know he was coming up a little bit beaten and bothered this week. When they couldn't run the ball last week up against the Ravens, they passed the ball to him a lot. I think very similarly, it could keep them in the game in this one if they just let Joe Burrow go out there and throw the ball 55 plus times. But up against this secondary and up against this defense, I don't think it'll be enough to win outright. Maybe a good game to chase those props for Chase Brown, but I think the Chargers easily come out on top. I'll take them on the money line. I'll take the juice at the minus 1.5. If you want to get them up to 3, by all means, I think that they can easily clear that number as well.
I do not mind that. I wanted to stay off that game because I really can't get a good firm grip on what I think is going to happen. I agree with you, but at the same time, I could see the Bengals just come out and be the team that absolutely balls on the secondary here. I mean, we haven't seen it a ton because the Chargers are playing very good defense, but Joe Burrow's on a mission. Like he's putting up points. Jamar Chase and Higgins back.
You have to ask yourself here, which of these teams is a contender and who's the pretender, right? Because one of these teams is a playoff team and the other isn't. And the Chargers have looked the build. Like their resume this season fits the mold for a playoff team. The Bengals do not. They're playing from behind the 8 ball here. So if you're in on the Bengals surging back, they're going to do it. Then, yeah, you got to take them in this spot. But I just don't think it's a good spot for them coming off that 2-point conversion loss, playing up against a much stiffer and better defense. You know, it's good. Last week was rec ball. Last week was men's league. We're coming back up to the NFL now up against the Chargers defense. It's like two different realities from one secondary to the next. And you're even going on the road from Baltimore out to Las Vegas. Like that's a lot. That's a lot to ask.
So let me just ask you though. So Chargers, just let me know if the team that they've played high powered offense or not. Raiders.
No.
Chargers won. Panthers.
No.
No. And Chargers won. Steelers.
Yes.
Chargers lost. Chiefs.
Yes.
Chargers lost. Broncos.
But those guys aren't the Chiefs.
Who
is the next one? Broncos?
Yeah.
I don't remember the
At
result
this time,
but I would say it was a narrow win.
Chargers won, but at this time, Broncos were not moving the ball like they are now.
Right.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Chargers lost. Saints.
That was early on, but yeah, they lost that game.
No. Chargers won. Saints only scored 8 points that game. Crazy.
Was that when the Saints fell off?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha. Browns.
Early Browns?
No, November 3rd, so no.
Yeah, so that's not a good example now.
Yeah, the Chargers won. Titans.
No.
Chargers won. The only games they've lost have been against high-power offenses. Bengals have a high-power offense. That's it.
Yeah.
When I looked at it, because that's why I want to stay off this game, is I agree with you. I like the Chargers, but I'm like, God, they lose to high-powered offenses. That's the only time they lose.
But they nail down the run against everybody, though.
And that is true. And the Bengals,
they force you to try and beat them one way, and their secondary, again, like it's the opposite end of the spectrum. Even with playing those good teams, their secondary is still at the top of the league for shutting down receivers. Yeah. Tough for me.
I'm not betting the game because like I said, I agree with you. I'm like, I can't get over the only time they lose is when they play really good offenses.
To it. Who you got? Who's your first cover?
First one up for me. Did you see that Seattle's offensive center just retired today? Retired.
Age of 27.
He was like, I'm good. I'm done.
Listen,
Middle of the season.
Listen.
Fuck it.
You know why they invented sidewalks, Andrew?
That's because not everyone belongs on the streets.
Because not everybody belongs in these streets. And more specifically, these streets weren't made for everybody. Okay?
It's true.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like, hey, go have a nice time, coaching high school football. What are you going to do for the rest of your life, bro? Like, come on. Like, I mean, it's Seattle. I get it. It can't be that amazing. The weather sucks, I'm sure. Maybe he's into surfing. I don't know.
But I'll tell you what, that's not very good in the middle of the week. I mean, it's Friday. So
this was his dad's dream, His dream was to sell insurance.
Sure.
Go away, Boner.
But this leads me to my pick here. I'm taking the Niners -6.5. I mean, the Niners are waking up now. They got CMC back. Seattle lost their center. They're gonna have to put in their backup center. Like I like Seattle. I don't think that this is a good spot for him, to be honest. I really think Debo plays well against Seattle. Usually Purdy's been playing very well. I really like this Niners team right now this week. -6.5. I'll take it under the 7. I know I'm going against what I usually tell you, like fade the 6.5, take the 6.5, right? I'm breaking my own rule right now.
I can get into that. I'd probably just take it to, well, you can't take it to the 7. They're going to make you take it to the 7.5. I think that's what they're doing there. But yeah, I co-sign that. I also like both quarterbacks to throw for 2 passing touchdowns. I think there's plenty of offense in this game. I think that the Niners with CMC back get enough swag, get enough flow into that offense where they're able to be clicking pay dirt with a little bit more consistency, causing some positive game flow for fantasy, for the Seahawks, for props, touchdowns, etc. High scoring game. I like the over there probably the most. It is still a division game. It was one that I would be staying away from because it still is a division game. But I can co-sign that. I mean, the Seahawks have been nothing special. My next one up is the Steelers +3 here. Whether you're buying the Ravens, just continuing to be this elite team, you have Lamar, you have Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry going for 11 straight games with a rushing touchdown. It's been absolutely insane. Completely as advertised, by the way. Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry on their new teams. Absolutely as advertised.
I remember we were drafting best ball, and people were like, on Twitter, like, "Oh, Barkley's a terrible pick. Oh, you're gonna take Henry? What do you?" Huh.
He was a round 1 pick going in round 2, and that's all that you heard here,
Weird.
folks. That's all that you heard here.
Yep.
He's a round 1 pick going in the second round.
Yep. But
Thievery.
Don't forget, the Sharps know what they're doing. I digress.
And Derrick Henry was a round 3 pick going in the first, or other way around. Round 1, round 3. You get it. You get it. Steelers +3. Just take it. Sleep well on it. I think they can win outright. I would take them as a dog. Again, the passing defense for the Ravens, I just don't think they can count on, the other team falling on their sword and not just tying the game. They could have easily just lost that game to the Bengals in overtime. Had Cincinnati just had a little bit of patience, and just kick the ball, tie it. I know it sounds crazy. Everybody wants to be the Lions. Everybody wants to bite kneecaps now. Everybody copies everybody. It's a bit much. They always say to do it on the road too. Steelers will keep this game close enough. They're gonna win outright or lose by 1 or 2 points.
Next one up for me is the get right game for the Los Angeles Rams against the New England Patriots -4.5. They looked bad. There we go. I love it. They looked bad last game. It's a get right game for them. Kyron's going to get in the end zone. Puka and Cup are going to, at least one of them is going to feast on the secondary. And I just think the number's short. I think we're getting a favorable number because of how bad they did play against the Dolphins. But I think this will actually be probably closer to 6-7, somewhere in there. I will take it at 4.5. New England, not very good at all.
If you don't want to take Matthew Stafford to throw 2 passing touchdowns, then you got to take Kyron Williams to score 2. Take your pick, whichever one you like more. Patriots have been terrible up against the run. They're starting to climb up the board for negative production up against quarterbacks and receivers, and I think that is really in tune because of their poor rushing defense. They got a little bit of a breather last week up against the Bears. They literally didn't even have to do anything. End of the third, the entire fourth quarter. All right, just had to run at the quarterback a little bit. That was about it for them. So I think that they're going to get caught off guard here. Give me the Rams on the road. Co-sign that -4.5. If you don't trust it, take it down to the 3. And like I said, it's either Kyron to go for 2 or it's Matthew Stafford to go for 2.
That was your last one?
That was my last one, yes.
I got one more. Heading over to Monday Night Football. Texans and Cowgirls. As much as I want to hate on the Cowboys, 7.5 is what you're laying here.
Stop it.
I mean, I just don't know how I can not take the Texans. Fuck the Cowboys. This is full on fade the Cowboys. They are awful. Dog shit. Cooper Rush is not it. He ain't it. The sun's shining in their face. Jerry Jones won't put up the curtains for a game, but I just saw that somebody's at the Tyson and Jake Paul fight. There's curtain ups on the thing. It's nighttime, and they have the curtains up there for the boxing match. Is that for real? I mean, unless I was just
they don't want people to see inside. Drones.
I can't understand what Jerry Jones thinks. Like every second of the day, like he makes the dumbest decisions.
No, that's a Jake Paul decision. He doesn't want drones. He doesn't want people stealing the pay-per-view.
I hope. Stealing the pay-per-view from Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
People are out here, bro.
I absolutely hope Mike Tyson knocks him into last week, brother.
Do you know what inflation has done to Netflix, my guy?
Well, it sucks to suck, Netflix.
I would assume they would still make you pay something like $10 or something, right?
No, man, it's just on
there.
Just on there.
Oh man,
Netflix. I haven't turned it on yet, so maybe I'm wrong, but
you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't.
For sure. But yeah, I'm gonna take Texans minus 7.5. Everyone, right? Take this. You're supposed to take the 7.5, or you lay the 7.5. Don't take the 7.5. I'm laying it. Texans minus 7.5
from like 3 weeks ago.
Nico coming back.
Prove it.
Oh, he coming back.
Prove it.
Yeah, I
he
really
ain't back until he takes a snap. All right.
Like this.
Put it on the t-shirt.
Texans can run on the Cowboys for sure with Joe Mixon. Nico coming back. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice spot for the Texans, I think, especially with Dallas continuing to suck, and it's only 7.5. I will absolutely take that. It might as well be a home game for the Texans too. I mean, it's not like they're that far away from the stadium, really. So, yeah, let's lay it.
Do you know how far Houston and Dallas is from each other?
I have no idea.
It's actually pretty close. You're right.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's that far, is it?
It's really not that bad. Like if you had to drive from one place to the other because like you had to switch airports, you'd get over it. But also, it's not fun. Falcons money line plus 112 on the road up against the Broncos. You know that I'm chasing them every week. I still think that they're the better team here, better offense. Their defense is middle of the field. The Broncos defense has had its moments up at the top, in the middle, at the bottom. They've just been a little bit too Jekyll and Hyde for me. And I think we're getting into the part of the season where the Falcons are really getting serious. While the Broncos do have some advantages on the ground, you know, not allowing major yards to receivers and things like that. Like the stats back them defensively. I still think that the Falcons offense will be good enough to win outright here, whether it be a Young-Hoon Koo saving field goal. The man had a bad week last week. It would be absolutely poetry if he could win them with a long kick in week 11. Have to drop him on the fantasy squad, Andrew. I can't. He's a liability. Falcons plus 112. What you got?
My dog. Say it with me, Bruni. Death, taxes, Patrick Mahomes as a dog. I mean, I just don't understand how Kansas City is a dog in this matchup. Toasty. I just don't understand it. And I mean, the trend's there. Patrick Mahomes as a dog has been an absolute unit. I'm just going to continue riding that trend until the wheels fall off.
Got me a Marlin. Yeah, it's an easy dog. Last one.
Yeah, I mean, just plus 112. Let's go.
Easy peasy. That was your last one, my last one?
Yes, sir.
Tickets. I've got tickets. Let's build a card.
Yep, let me put my screen over here so we can just share with everybody.
Yep, chat, get to talking, get to picking. Let's go. And let's not forget to smash the like button, share the video, get your mailman in the live chat. You want to connect with friends? Just bring your community right here. All right. You don't know how to approach your barber about talking about bets? Hey, come join the chat.
All right. So let's do this. Let's put a 6 together. Bruni, you give me 2 bets. I'm going to put 2 bets. We're going to take 2 from the chat. So chat, figure out what you want to bet on.
Pick randomly from the pile here. See what we get.
It says pick randomly from the pile.
This one's from last week. That was Steelers plus 126 last week. We're not doing that again this week. Swift over the 17.5. Back to the well.
Okay, hold on. I want to check. What's his?
Don't you try to challenge me. Stop it.
Oh, look, they took Josh Allen's rush attempts away. It was probably getting hammered, and they took it away.
They were catching the Degen Daddies.
Bastards.
They were getting their disgusting brother T-shirts.
What did you say you wanted?
DeAndre Swift over the 17.5.
Okay, DeAndre Swift, check. I'm gonna take the Jameis. Do I want to take the Jameis Winston or the Jameson Williams? You know what?
Which JMO are you going with?
I'm actually gonna take Cortland Sutton. Do his over receiving.
Do you want touchdowns or no?
Anything, doesn't matter.
I think we should go after Creed.
Oh, look at them putting this up one more too. It's 58.5 now. I still like it at 58.5, but
Oh, that's what happens. You got to get in early. You're either here before us getting your picks in, or you're here with us catching up. I mean, there are still some games where I don't think we're getting live numbers yet. Like I think the Titans and the Titans and Vikings were missing, I think, Titans players. Over Pickens receiving. I'm good with that, but I still say to temper us to the 50.
I mean, he likes Tillman over yards, 57.5.
That was one of my picks as well, so I'm good with that. That's two. That's two for him. Ginder, get out of here with that basketball talk. I will block your comments. Don't you do it. We've already got DeAndre Swift. Don't you start with the basketball.
I know he's saying don't forget Kelsey props with Swift. I mean, maybe I just throw the Kelsey touchdown in here. I think I'm gonna do it. That's my second one.
I don't like the Romeo and Juliet pairing. We can leave it as a substitute.
As a substitute?
What's his catches? I'd be willing to ladder his catches. Or not ladder, but just give me an alt on his catches.
Line set at 6.5.
I'll buy him up to 7.5.
Buy him up to 7.5?
I mean, or buy him down. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of don't like Kelsey this week. Hey, you guys figure it out, all right? Me and Jamie, we're on the same page. You guys figure it out, okay?
So you don't like the Kelsey?
It's okay. I trust you. Just make the right decision. Don't be wrong.
Don't be wrong.
I'll find you.
Jamie's saying Joe Mixon anytime touchdown.
It's pretty high. It's kind of up there with the Achane odds, I feel like, but I'm okay with it. But we also have to sweat it out Monday.
Mixon 175.
Yeah, well, Achane's at 190.
Yeah.
Kamara's probably up in that range too, like probably like 170 minus 150. They're the guys like just right ahead of like I said, like Kyron and Derrick Henry. Those are the biggest locks to score a touchdown this week.
Oh, he's saying not for the parlay. He was just asking about it. I mean, I'm fine with it as well. Like I don't mind that bet.
What do we have right now? We have Swift.
Yeah, Sutton. Swift over, Sutton over, Cedric Tillman over.
What do you think about just Sutton for the touchdown?
Sutton for the touchdown? You don't like the 57? I mean, the 58.5?
I like the juice. I like the juice. Let's make some drinks.
Right. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm going give me.
Can't make a screwdriver without a little bit of juice.
Give me Jamison Williams over.
Love it. All right, so 2 to go.
Yep, 2 to go.
Let's see. What touchdowns do I want? I mentioned Kareem Hunt. Are you going to throw in Kareem Hunt in there?
Yeah, if you want to put Kareem Hunt in over Travis Kelce.
No, I'm good putting in Kelce. Just take off his yards then.
I don't have his yards in.
Oh, well then I thought you said you left him in. Then go ahead and put Kelce in for a tutty. He gets more juice.
Yeah, that's what I put in originally.
No, I thought you put in his yards originally.
Hell no. Come on. What, are we putting Hunt and Kelce in for touchdowns?
That's not what I said.
Oh, okay. So we need one more. Oh, Ken Hicks checking in. What's up, Ken? Richardson rushing yards. What is that?
46.5. That's a guess. They've been bad up against the run recently.
39.5.
I take the over there, but I don't know if I want to put it in this thing. My only issue with Richardson is this week is he may not make it through the second quarter. I don't know. This is again a good Jets secondary. If he does something with his legs, I think he can keep himself on the field. I'm not joking. I'm serious. Like it's been back and forth all year already. You know, if they give him the job back, why he could get hurt. He could throw two picks early on. He could just come out and be like, "Hey, I'm tired."
You like Pickens a whole lot. Jamie's saying Pickens. Do you want to do Pickens?
Yeah. Let's. I'm good to do it to 70, but I still feel safer buying him down. I would also be good with doing Russ at the 1.5 or the passing yards too.
So Pickens 60.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so this is the 6 that we have right now. Let's see if we're good with this. DeAndre Swift over the 17.5, Cortland Sutton over 58.5, Tillman over 57.5, Jameson Williams over 44.5, Kelsey touchdown, Pickens 60+ yards.
Should we put a quarterback or two in there?
We can. Who do
Like
you
Bo Nix and Russ Wilson? Bo's yardage is really low. Like 205 is low against the Falcons. For how well they've been playing the Broncos offense, like that's really low.
Let me go to the.
I think Russ is really low too. But again, if we're chasing Pickens, 228 really doesn't like what is that? 8%?
You want to let's see what that changes it to. Okay, so he got 205, 205.5. I was gonna say 175, but that only moves it from 51 to 58.
That's not enough. Yeah.
All right, 200 plus.
Good. 200 is good. Yeah.
Yeah, 68.
You get another 5 yards.
Do you want? Trying to think. So you like Russ? I like Russ. I like Jameis.
Jamie's saying if we like the under for Jaden Reed, of course I do. I mean, the Bears are just immaculate in their secondary. Like Andrew was mentioning, the Josh Jacobs upside. Absolutely love that. Anyone like Fairbairn over 1.5 field goals? Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
See a Degen say a prayer. Put money on kicker props. Let's ride. Let's go.
Yeah, do not mind that.
I really hope that hits for you, pal. I really hope that hits for you. Anyone that's digging that deep deserves a win.
Jameis.
What's Russ's alts?
Man, you really like Russ. God.
Go to Winston. That's fine too.
I hate how much everyone loves Russ in this matchup.
It's the matchup. It's no different than when we were targeting your Commanders through the first 3 weeks. The math was there.
It's just and now the math has changed there.
Drastically, yeah, I know. Jefferson Chase put them up the top of the board. Deadlocks, buried their numbers, buried their totals. Making them look like a winless Detroit Lions defense.
Russ is 228, so is alt passing 200s minus 270. You like the 200?
Yeah, man.
Okay. That gives us 82 to 1 right there.
Let's ride. Let's fly.
All right. So
in there, let's get the QBs. Like I said, we're good.
If anybody wants to ride this out with us here, Cortland Sutton over 58.5 receiving, Bo Nix 200+ yards, George Pickens 60+ yards, Russell Wilson 200+ yards, DeAndre Swift over 17.5 receiving, Cedric Tillman over 57.5, Jameson Williams over 44.5, Travis Kelce touchdown, 82 to 1.
That down. Where we're going, there are no roads.
10 page at 820, ladies and gents.
You're welcome. Put down 20. Thank us in the morning. Fantastic stuff, sir. Fantastic stuff. Anything else to share with the fine folks before we head out for the week?
No, I don't think so, man. Best of luck to everybody with your bets, to your fantasy. Let us know if you have any questions. You can get at us on Twitter at our respective Twitter handles here. Bernie.
Yeah. I got guys. Winter right around the corner. Bundle up. Don't eat yellow snow. Take care. Be well. Be good. If you can't be good, be good at it. We'll see you guys. Take care.